All right. Well, we saw this over the weekend. Actually, this was on Friday, which was, I think a lot of people were like, huh? Square Enix came out and said, hey, man, come join us for our Pride live stream featuring Little Goody Two Shoes at Astral Shift Pro on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on their Twitch channel. We'll be chatting and give away some Steam codes. See you there. So a lot of people looked at this and they said, huh, what's up with Square Enix with that? This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And what's this Goody Two Shoes game? Huh? And there's been a lot of talk about. First off, has anybody heard of Little Goody Two Shoes before?
Yeah, I actually wanted the game.
Okay.
So it's basically like a soft Yuri style like storyteller game. It actually looked really cute. You're a lesbian character, but it didn't look like it was the preachy type of shit. So I was kind of excited for it. Like, hell yeah, just tell a good story. Hot lesbian sex scene if we're lucky, and then move on with your life. I did not realize they were balls deep in the politics of it all. I was going to say the Pilates of it all. Can't talk today. But yeah, so Square Enix is doing their thing with that, with their weird little aardvark gay thing.
You're right. And Astral Shift, the developers of this game, has come out. And, I think a lot of people, first and foremost, were like, why are we doing some sort of like Pride thing? And it's October, right? They're not even in the middle of like the Pride Month thing, but at the end of the day, it's their company. They can preach and pander to whatever audience they want. And that's awesome. You go crazy, man. But Astral Shift came out and they said, hey, while it's very disheartening to see Little Goody Two Shoes get this amount of hate and homophobia for a second time, we will keep on proudly developing and promoting LGBTQ plus titles. And then they followed up with says, we are very happy and proud of our community for supporting us through this second wave of bigoted comments and hate. QRT is the original quote retweet, the original Square Enix post with positivity. And let's make this Pride live stream a great experience for everyone.
Who is this
Our
person?
titles? Well, this is the developers of the Little Goody Two Shoes game. And they said,
I've never heard of this game.
Right.
It was really small. Really, really small.
Well, which comes back to the next aspect of Am I a Giant Asshole? But they said our titles are very honest and true to ourselves and our identities, and we've seen how they resonate with so many people. Little Goody Two Shoes has made such a positive impact since it was released, and we appreciate every positive message of support we get.
Have to make a sales impact to have an impact. I'm going to guess it is probably not a top seller.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because here are the Steam charts as of right now. There are 24 people playing it.
Is that modern audience again?
Right.
Really coming through.
Now is the time where we play Is Craig the Asshole? But first, before we do that, Bill Odie face mask came in with a $99.99 super.
Let's
chat.
go.
That's spectacular. So congrats on 100K subs. Been watching Side Scroller since Craig's rant on R-word tacos. That's right. I'm overjoyed to see the show still thriving after all these years. Bill Odie's face mask, thank you so much. You, my friend, are going on the wall. That's a classic Side Scroller segment from back like 2013. But yes, we're back bigger than ever. And I'll be honest with you, a much larger audience now than we ever did back during the Screw Attack days. So thank you very much, Bill Odie face mask. Let's get you on the wall. And hey, in addition, how about we get some boobs going on? Where are you at? There you are. Look at that. Bill Odie face mask. Look at you. Look at that. Look at
That's
that.
what Savvy gave up right there. That is what Savvy gave up, chat. She gave up those big honking bouncy boobs.
I had dreams, man. I had dreams of jumping buildings.
You could have filmed yourself just walking and made a ton of money. I
have always made the worst choices
in my life. You need the foresight to see that. You had
You
no idea. You could have made so much.
You guys are right. I'm sorry, Bill. You're wonderful $100 super chat blocked it. Just one more time for you guys. I apologize.
That could have been you, Savvy.
It could have been
I
you,
ruined
Sav.
the timeline.
You could have.
We have to go back.
That could have been you.
We could have used you as $100 incentive every day on the show. Hey, Bill, thank you very much. Appreciate that. You were on the wall, my friend. That is spectacular. Also,
all of the rants that you write on Twitter, it could have just been you just walking saying it.
Yeah, this whole time I could have been the top internet. I could have rivaled Elon Musk in followers.
Oh my gosh. Lunid says we should put you on the $200 donation. And it's Savvy over there with her. I'm not going to talk about your boobs, Savvy. Okay. It's not my place. Okay.
I just wanted to cosplay Plank for like the rest of my life. It's fine.
Hey, Henry Davis also came in with a $25. Says off topic, Hell in the Cell, Drew versus CM Punk was top tier up there with HBK versus Taker. Been a while since I enjoyed a WWE match that much. Also, the Rock return was pretty sweet. Henry, great to see you, my dude. Genuinely appreciate that. Yeah, I saw that match. It looked pretty spectacular, and the ending was really, really good. It's ended the right way. I wonder if they're going to continue the feud. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate that. Also, Dan says Warner Brothers has always been notoriously asking for a sequel, telling filmmakers that and most of them agrees, but others say unnecessary. So they end up giving a check for $200 million and saying, do whatever you want, like Joker 2. Well, they won't be getting another check after that. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that.
I almost wonder if he intentionally did it because he doesn't want to make a Joker 3.
Right.
Well,
Which he was pretty clear about. Yeah, he didn't even want to make 2 either, but how do you turn down a fucking $200 million check? I'm sure they gave him and Phoenix a ton of money.
Right.
They did, because I think like Phoenix was what,
He was
20 million or something like that. Gaga. Well, between Gaga, Phoenix, and the director and Phillips, their take home for Joker 2 was the budget of Joker 1.
Wow.
That's how much they made.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Well, awesome. Let's see what we got here. So, okay, let's play the game. Let's play the game. Is Craig an asshole? Okay. We were talking about this little goody two shoes game and the whole idea of the Square Enix going in on the Pride stuff, right? Like I said, whatever. If they want to do that, they want to pander to the audience, go ahead, right? We were talking about this a second ago and how they're disheartening because all the hate that they've received. So I
did this real quick.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if this person just jumped in so people would talk about this stupid game because nobody's playing it. Like,
well, if you look at their sales numbers, I mean, they have not seen a jump at all. I mean, they have not.
Well, they think they're going to get one.
Well, if they were going to see it, they should have seen it already, right?
And even is this game? Can we see like a video or something on it?
Well,
like,
yeah, the preview is actually pretty cute.
Yeah, I will say this: that there's been I watched a video from Smash about it, and he said like the game is actually pretty strong. It's just that they've chosen to go down the pander to a certain audience. Where if they had chosen to pander to a different, what was the phrase you used, Savvy?
It's basically Yuri. So, the initial idea there is an ending where you can get like I guess a straight ending or a non-romantic ending, but they sell it. They kind of sell it to you to bring you in as like a lesbian. I hate using these words, but like as a lesbian, not dating sim, but story. Because it's a horror story. The art style was unique. They had released another game prior that had done pretty well. That my friend actually really enjoyed. But because they're using the language that they are, yeah. This is it's super cute.
Right.
If you scrub ahead a little bit just to kind of see how it not too far.
Where's the gameplay?
I'll see if I can get some gameplay for you here in a second. But
yeah.
So anyway, so the premise though is that this game is out. And they're marketing it to this audience, right? So here's where I need to know if I'm the asshole here. I posted over on X. I said, look, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you want to put your identity into games, do it. Ultimately, the market will decide. And I'm a big believer ultimately the market decides what's going to be successful or not. I said, but don't gaslight and say it's resonated with so many people. There's 34 people playing your game. Sorry, it's just the facts. Like, I don't think you can say it resonated with so many people when literally dozens of people like are playing your game. Maybe that's just me. And people got on me for saying like, hey, this is an indie game. It's an indie game. You know, how can don't trash the indie game. Well, it's an indie game that's being pushed by Square Enix, right? Like it's Square is the company that's pushing this. So I don't like what other indie game has been given that opportunity to succeed and being pushed by a major developer like that. Just throwing it out there. I don't think that's necessarily a fair response. So am I the asshole by pointing out the facts?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because so here's why. Square Enix, how many followers did they have on their account?
Enough that they should have sold more than like a dozen copies from posting it.
Yeah, basically. Right. So you have Square Enix putting out their virtue signal post and automatically tying the game to identity first instead of saying, here's a great horror game for the spooky month of October to celebrate the fact that Halloween is this month, because it would have been the perfect fucking time to do that. No, what do? They go the Pride route with their weird, innocuous, strange looking little aardvark creature for whatever reason. I don't know who designed that, but we all know it wasn't somebody who actually gives a shit about art, because you would not put those fucking colors together like that. They put this out for our Pride live stream featuring Little Goody Two Shoes, and no one showed up. But look at their Twitter interactions, because it was a low effort thing that they could engage with. They're like, oh, I'm going to be a good person, and I'm going to say that there's so much hate directed at this game, even though they don't deserve it. And then they never, ever go past that. They just want a virtue signal to do the least amount of work possible, because that's what these people are. They're all superficial pieces of shit, right? And so they do that. But you know what most of the criticism was? It had actually nothing to do with this. It was still talking about the goddamn censorship.
Well, so okay. What happened there? What was censored in the game?
No, not this game. They're talking about the Dragon Quest thing, and that most of the things that I saw personally. I'm not saying that there weren't people who were like, oh my god, it's fucking Pride stuff. No, but like people were like, hey, Square Enix does censorship. I saw more of that than I saw anything else. Most people were like, what in the heck is this game?
Well,
so if this is going to be how you market it, if this is what you're going to do, it's going to turn the wider market off, obviously, because people don't want to be preached at. The game does not preach at you. They did a disservice themselves to their own product by doing this dumb shit.
They're rage baiting for sales.
And it's not going to work. You can't do that.
Well, on top of that, they know what they're doing, because on their post where they're talking about this, hey, come join us. This is so great. Oh, that's right. They locked the comments before anybody could respond. Right?
Yeah, I don't think anybody even commented, so there's not even a hidden reply. Like they locked it
them right away.
Yeah.
Not even a chance to even have that discourse. So we will keep an eye on if this virtue signaling does anything to move the number here. And I think that's the thing that, like, once again, you can virtue signal all you want, but you are a company and your job is to make money, but nobody's buying it based off your virtue signal. Like nobody is. And if this audience was so powerful, people would be like, everybody would be seeing tremendous rewards. You would go from 24 players to 2,400 players from this. You know, you would have 2,000 people immediately go buy this game and move the needle. But nobody is buying the game based off your virtue signal. And as a matter of fact, it's actually putting a negative effect across the board from people who are just like, yeah, I don't want to be virtue signaled to. So there's definitely a negative effect to all this stuff. So
I wanted the game. I thought it looked cute. I was going to play it because I was excited for a Halloween themed game. The artwork looked good. It was my kind of thing.
What is the gameplay though?
It's like a basic
a visual novel
thing. Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
Because you make choices, you interact.
What's so
with
funny about
characters.
that is there's all kinds of games like that, like those visual novels, gay, lesbian, like they exist, and there's a lot of them.
And
Nobody
they do well.
cares. Yeah, gives a shit. But you got to come out here and rage it up. Nobody was talking about this game. And now all you've done is put a spotlight on yourself because everyone's sick of this shit, and there's gonna be more like negativity on them now than there would have been.
It's so freaking frustrating because I have spent basically my entire internet life around yaoi and yuri, right? So like I have seen endless amounts of gay and representation and whatever, right? It has been here since the dawn of the internet. And it is so frustrating when these companies are like, oh my God, we're the first to do this. Look at our representation. There are entire markets built around this. People's entire lives for decades has been putting out gay shit. This is an independent artist drawing fan art of my favorite shit. I spent $60 to be able to import this. Like, you are not special. You are not unique. Nobody gives a shit. This story, it doesn't have anything preachy. Nobody acknowledges the word gay or life is hard for them because they're fucking gay. They just tell a fucking story. It's not hard. This visual novel shit getting co-opted by these losers coming in late to the game to try to feel good about themselves need to fuck off. It's so sad because genuinely the writing for those little goody two-shoe games looked so good, but I don't give money to people who participate in fucking identity politics because it's stupid. You can do it, fine, but congratulations, you turned off your target audience. And that is it's so sad.